Watch out for the false prophets. They come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ferocious wolves. Matthew 7:15. Just because someone's got a blue check mark and a praise Jesus caption doesn't mean they've met him. Today, we're exposing the fake prophets in your feed, why dating culture online is a theological disaster, and, plot twist, how to actually use social media for God's glory. So, buckle up. Last year, I DM'd a prophet who promised me financial breakthrough if I sowed $100 into his ministry. Meanwhile, his Instagram was all private jets and Rolex giveaways. I was this close to Venmoing him until I noticed his ex-wife was tagged in his comments calling him a lying scammer. Social media is the Wild West of Christianity. And honey, we're getting played. So this was just a little short story from somebody else that explained how they were on Instagram. And this really happened. And they were that close to actually giving them money. Thankfully, God opened his eyes to recognize some things beforehand. How to spot a wolf in sheep's pajamas? The prophet. Yeah. Well, God told me you're destined to donate to me. It's funny how God never tells them to give. That's what I call a prophet. And then you got the trauma vampires, which is post your DMs about your divorce for prayer. But really, it's just for engagement. And then you got the aesthetic apostle, which prays over cities, but only the ones with good lighting. So the biblical gut check is, by their fruit you will recognize them. Matthew 7:16. If their fruit is a merch store and vague words from God, run. So let's kind of jump into something else real quick. Let's talk about the Christian dating. Dating online, dating in person. Because apparently dating for Jesus now means that tag 3 people you'd court with. Since when is courtship a game show? Testimony, thirst traps, just stay forgiven slut waiting for my boas. Well, ma'am, put the crop top down. God said we're soulmates, but he forgot to tell the other person the same thing. Okay, so the truth is, if your dating life needs more prayer than your actual prayer life, well, time to reset. Reset. 1 Corinthians 7:34. And may I really add this in for a little quick perspective, is that dating was never part of biblical life. Remember, the Bible also says that the husband and wife will leave their mother and father and join each other. But social media isn't all demonic, though. It's a good tool when it can be used to weaponize everything for Christ. Post truth that costs you, not just gets you clout. Turn comments into ministry. Reply to trolls with, "How can I pray for you?" Follow people who challenge you, not just affirm you. My rule is, if I wouldn't say it to Jesus face in prayer, I don't post it. Although sometimes I do mess up. I do post some things and don't even pay attention to it until after the fact, going, I don't think Jesus would have really liked that one. But it does happen. It does happen. We're not perfect. None of us are. It's the fact of recognizing these things and being like, oh, I shouldn't have. This isn't Christ-like. Being able to change it, repent, and move forwards. Remember, we don't live in the past. We are a new creature with Christ. Always remember that. Don't follow the past. Don't walk in the past. Move forwards. That is the point of Christ. If we were supposed to live in the past, Christ would never have died on that cross for us. All right, so it's the part of the show that I really like the most, and that is listener emails. You've got mail. So, y'all have been really blowing up my inbox lately. So, here's one from Brenda in Kansas. After episode 4, I unfollowed 20 prophets and finally opened my Bible. Thank you for not being scared of the devil. That's good to hear. And, yeah, I'm not scared of the devil, but I'm scared of letting people fall. I know for myself, I fall. There's times when I fall, and I have to stand back up. And people do pray for me too, and it's beautiful. So I try to do my best to pray for others, and I try to recognize when someone's falling, and I try to pray for them. So yeah, I'm never scared of the devil, but I'm scared of my own fall or someone else's fall. And Tyler in Texas writes, bro, your take on dating made my girlfriend delete her Christian baddie posts. We're doing a social media fast. Also, can you marry us? Laughs. So, here's the thing, Tyler. I'm not actually ordained. I mean, I did get something when I was like in my 20s, but I don't even know if that even works anymore. I'd have to check on that. But I can definitely guest speak at your roast. But a social media fast is good, and I have to do that same thing, and I have been failing for way too long. I keep telling myself I'm going to get off. And then I think of, ooh, I got to post this picture. Ooh, I got to post this about this game. Ooh, I got to do this. Ooh, I got to do that. And I always fail. So, if you can do it, please share your secret how, because it's so difficult. And remember, YouTube is also social media. So, just a perspective. Social media is anything here nowadays. So, the best thing I would say if you're having struggle is to fast from your cell phone. I gotta do the same thing. All right. So, guys, if you do want to donate, or you do want to sponsor, or you do want to support this podcast or my other podcasts that I have, or my music studio, if you all know who I am by now, I hope. I do have a Patreon and a buymeacoffee.com. I do not expect you guys can be free members. You don't have to pay a single penny. You guys can be free members. That is support for me, and that makes me happy just to have anyone support me. I don't need your money, but if you do want to, there is that option. But if you want more Unfiltered Truth, support me. Support this podcast on Patreon, which is my name, Dustin Nuttall, or buymeacoffee.com, which is my studio, which is Lion Cry 35 Studios. And Cry is CRI, by the way. Think of Cryware if you're a gamer at all. But every dollar keeps me caffeinated and preaching against the algorithm. The worker deserves his wages. 1 Timothy 5:18. But if you're broke, just share this episode. Satan hates both. And I only say that because, everyone else does the same thing. The only difference is I'm not fighting for money. They're fighting for the money. I just want you guys to join in and be part of the group, especially my Patreon being a free member. I do make posts that are only for members. Not paid members, just all members. So whether you're paid or not. Now, for paid members are usually for my music and stuff like that, for teasers and quick stuff and whatnot. But I don't really utilize it. I don't have anybody really paying. I don't care. So I just want to let you guys know I am not here for money. I am here for a good community that can be together as one. But with that being said, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. Matthew 5:16. So, next week, it is going to be our Christian movies cringy. Spoiler, yes, but we'll fix it. Love y'all. Post truth, not trash.